doubt, maybe the best single female blocker in all the World Skating League. She's certainly not lacking for confidence, to say the least. But talk about lacking for confidence. The Texas Rustlers could certainly use some points on the board. And right now it's Laura Heiser and Miller coming out. And there you see Heather Gunnan and Shelley Rossell coming up from behind. But remember, the last jam, the Texas Rustlers again had two lead jammers out, were unable to put any points on the board. Now they try and set up a double block. Interesting, they're more worried about Heather Gunnan than trying to put points on the board. Gunnan takes them both down. Great play. Hits up by Heather Gunnan along Shelley Rossell to cruise around unimpeded. Remember, you see Rossell 31 with a striped jammer helmet. Now closing on, this is 49, Carrie Johnston for the Rustlers. Rossell now waiting for teammate Karen Magnuson dropping back. Now you see a triple block. They're trying to set it up as just a double block. Magnuson breaks through. Rossell puts two very quick points on the board, and now is coming around hoping to get more. The time runs out again. 2 points for the New York Enforcers.
And Shelley Rossell celebrating a little bit as these Sisters of Suffering are really taking things into their own hands, Ken. But this is typical New York Enforcer fashion. Heather Gunnan sacrificing herself, taking a page out of the Janet Abraham book of plays. Shelley Rossell with a little help from Karen Magnuson, finishing off, scoring some points. It means it has enough to celebrate a little bit more with John Morrison.
Certainly the Enforcers have to be so very pleased over the performance of their women. We're used to the New York Enforcer men playing the physical defensive style. Here the Enforcer women, as we come into our fourth jam of the period, still pitching a shutout, but somewhat uncharacteristically, along with Buddy Atkinson, the shutout, the Enforcer women doing a lot of scoring. What does Texas need to do to get in this game?
Well, number one, they've got to break this front gap here in the beginning of this pack. They can't even get their people out on time.
And you see again, Buddy, exactly, Karen Magnuson, the only jammer out right now for the New York Enforcers, flying around. New York already leading this one 5-0. We talked about earlier the importance of Texas getting off to a good start. It's been anything but. You see Janet Abraham again conferring with Karen Magnuson. Abraham dropping back in the rotation. You will wait and see what Abraham and Magnuson have cooked up. You can be sure it's not good for the Rustlers. Oh, and down goes Amy Becker, the big elbow from Abraham, and yet now 2 more points. Karen Magnuson is put on the board, and finally down goes Magnuson. A big block from Carrie Johnston. Credit Karen Magnuson with the 2 points in the scoring column, but 2 very big assists, Hawk, from Janet Abraham.
Well, Carrie Johnston finished up this jam with a pop of her own, but before that it was hammer time. Janet Abraham's lowering the boom. Rustler bodies are flying, and she's even jawboning a little bit with the crowd, Ken. This has been the Janet Abraham period here in the first period of this game, Ken.
As the Enforcers said, they were looking at this game as a tune-up for the Founders Cup, and you've got to say the Enforcer women right now finally tuned, leading this one 7-0. In fact, there's been absolutely no threat of an offense so far from the Texas Rustlers. Now it's up to Talisa Miller, number 48, to see what she can do. And again, she's out with Heather Gunnan. Gunnan certainly the quickest of the New York Enforcer women, and we're seeing very uncharacteristic physical play. Obviously, Gunnan tuning her game for the upcoming Founders Cup. Now she comes around again with an opportunity, and how many times in this first period have we said the Enforcers were the only jammer out? But right now, Carrie Johnston, 5'5", 150, doing an excellent job. I beg your pardon, it's Talisa Miller doing a good job of blocking out Gunnan. Now April Tootle comes back to try and help her teammate, and she does just that, tying up the 2 Rustler women. You see Gunnan go by for 1. Now she again is dealing with 48, Talisa Miller. Now don't be misconstrued, even though Miller was wearing a blocker helmet, she never lapped the pack, rather a jammer helmet, and now you see the 2 women going at it.
Well, and Heather Gunnan has taken a tremendous amount of criticism for not being able to play physical, Ken. We've always seen her be able to skate fast, but not be able to play against teams with power, and she has taken that personally as she goes after several of the Texas Rustlers. And Karen Magnuson being the perfect wingman. Let's check out Roller Rules.
I'm Sean Corbin, head official of the World Skating League. If you think my job is easy, think again. When the game is going, I have to keep my eyes focused for everything. In this game, the Florida Sundogs are down by 2 when Bill Barker goes out for the final jam. He passes 4 blockers, scoring what appeared to be the winning points. But if you back it up, you'll see that even though the jam clock has 8 seconds, the game clock has run out. What would you do if you were me? If you want to be right, you'd give Florida the point. No matter what the game clock says, the final jam goes the entire 60 seconds. Now you know the rules.
The Enforcer women complete their shutout. We'll be back with the men right after this.
The formula for $1 million. Go! Go, baby. We gotta cultivate the zest for sprinting. Spice things up with a bit of strife. Test the limits of your stamina.
Yo, I can't bungee jump.
Add a touch of inner struggle.
I'm not gonna quit.
And finish it off with a healthy dose of group stress.
Come on!
The Amazing Race on your AXN X Zone.
Serve the public trust.